Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Meaning, God has a good plan for your life. He wants to give you a bright future and help you grow. Psalm 46:1. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Meaning, when we are scared or need help, God is always there to protect us and give us strength. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Meaning, trust God with everything, even when you don't understand things. God will guide you and make your life better. Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Meaning, God says don't be scared because he is with you. He will help and protect you when you are afraid. Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Meaning, when you feel tired, worried, or sad, Jesus will help you feel better and give you peace.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You ready to take another deep dive with us?
Always ready to explore. Where are we headed today?
Today we're looking at some verses you probably heard before, maybe even have them on a cute little inspirational sign in your kitchen.
Oh, yeah, those. I know the ones.
But we're going to go a little deeper, beyond the surface level. We're diving into Jeremiah 29.1, Psalm 46.1, a couple in Proverbs 3.5 and 6, and then Isaiah 41.10, and last but certainly not least, Matthew 11.28.
So we've got some Old Testament and New Testament all in the mix today. I like it.
Exactly. What's interesting to me is how each of these, while from totally different parts of the Bible, all kind of speak to the same core need.
Oh, and what's that?
Well, I think that need to find a source of comfort, of strength when things are, rough.
Yeah, for sure. You see that search for peace throughout history, really.
Totally. And that's what I love about the Bible. Even though it was written centuries ago, it's still so relevant to what we're going through today.
100%. It speaks to the human experience in all its complexities.
Okay, so let's jump in. Let's start with Jeremiah 29.101. It's one of those verses that, at least for me, I feel like I see everywhere. For I know the plans I have for you. It's on mugs, T-shirts, you name it.
Yeah, it's become one of those go-to verses for encouragement, almost like a promise of good things to come. But, well, I think we sometimes miss the depth of it if we don't consider, like, where it comes from, the historical context.
Okay, tell me more. What do you mean by that?
So this verse was actually written to the Israelites who were in exile, in Babylon. They had been forcibly removed from their homeland.
Oh, wow. That puts a whole different spin on things.
It does. Think about what that would feel like. They had lost everything, their temple, their land, their sense of identity.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
So in that context, when they hear these words, it's not so much about individual dreams or like a guarantee of a perfect life.
It's more about...
It's more about God reaffirming his commitment to them as a people. Even though they're in this terrible situation, they're not forgotten. There's a bigger plan at play.
So it's a message of hope, but not necessarily in the way we might initially think.
Exactly. It's not about avoiding hardship, but about knowing there's a purpose, even in the midst of it.
Wow. Okay, I really feel like I'm seeing this verse in a new light.
I think that's the beauty of digging deeper,
Okay, so how about Psalm 46.1 then? That imagery of God as a very present help in trouble. That's powerful stuff, especially if you're going through something personally difficult.
Absolutely. And I think it fits in perfectly with what we were just talking about with Jeremiah. Both verses are about, at their core, finding strength and refuge, regardless of your circumstances.
It's almost like no matter what storm you're facing, whether it's literal exile or something internal, personal, you're not alone in it.
Exactly. And there's someone there to help you weather the storm.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. What about Proverbs 3.5-6? There's some pretty practical advice in there about, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It's like it's saying, hey, your own judgment isn't always enough.
Right. It's not that our own logic or reasoning is bad or anything. It's just that we need to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers. Like think about when you're facing a big decision, a new job, a relationship.
Oh, tell me about it. I can overthink things like nobody's business.
Right. And it's so easy to get caught up in our own heads thinking we know what's best. But these verses are a reminder to step back a little, to consider that there might be a path we can't see on our own.
To trust in something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. Even when that feels kind of scary, because it means letting go a little bit of that control we think we have.
That makes a lot of sense. And that's where I think Isaiah 41:10 comes in perfectly.
Mm.
Fear not, for I am with you. It's like that, I don't know, that reassurance when you need it most.
Yeah, it is. Like a comforting presence when you're feeling afraid or overwhelmed.
Which, let's be honest, happens to all of us.
Absolutely. We all need that reminder sometimes.
Okay, so we've talked about exile, about finding refuge, about surrendering our own limited understanding.
And that leads us perfectly to our last verse, Matthew 11:28.
Where Jesus offers rest to the weary and burdened. It's like, after everything we just talked about, it's this beautiful invitation to let go of our struggles and find peace.
Right. It brings together all those themes we've been exploring. It's a reminder that no matter what we're carrying, whatever burdens, whatever anxieties, there's a source of comfort and restoration available to everyone.
I love that. Okay, so everyone listening, as you go about your week, I want you to think about Jeremiah 29:11.
But with the Israelites missing their home.
Right. How does that change how you view that verse? What about Proverbs? Where do you need to lean a little less on your own understanding and, I don't know, embrace that idea of a wisdom bigger than yourself?
And don't forget the refuge and rest offered in Psalm 46 and Isaiah.
Yes. How can all of these verses, how can they offer you that comfort and that strength in your daily life?
Think about that this week. Let these verses really sink in.
See you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.